Hi Aries, welcome to your quantum reading with me, Jocelyn, the Quantum Queen. So Aries, I had started to film your reading before and then it dropped off, but I really wanted to keep these cards, so I hope you guys will kind of like bear with me. They were fitting perfectly with the message I was getting for whoever it is meant for this message. Okay, so I hope you guys are freaking prepared for this. Aries, what I'm kind of getting... Oh, let me dive into my normal spiel, okay? Feel free to fast forward if you guys are sick of this. So, this is for Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and as always, welcome to my cross watchers. And cross watcher, you could be dealing with an Aries, and the message could be for you directly. So, feel free to take it however it resonates to you and your situation. If you guys would like to book a one-on-one reading with me, you can find my information down below in the description box. Also, if you guys would like to make a good karma donation, that information is also located down below. And just wanted to say thank you to those who have been liking, subscribing, and to those who have made donations. I appreciate it so much. Okay, so Aries, this is what I'm getting, okay? This could have already happened, or this could be a new situation that you're diving into, okay? Now, it's very significant right now, and it could have happened kind of abruptly, where you've walked into some new type of dynamic or situation, and it's very specific, and it's going to be a little bit of a retrograde here, okay, with the sea serpent. This is a little bit of maybe a psychological travel back in time to a time. This is going to remind you of something you've already experienced, Aries. So that's why I wanted to pull this out. This is like the overall theme. You're going through some type of etheric and kind of like Einstein's time and space doesn't exist. You're going through a psychological travel back in time in your mind to a similar situation that this is reminding you of, okay? So, let me put that as our middle energy, okay? That's what's happening. That's the overall, that's the etheric energy. Now, Aries, this is what I'm seeing specifically. It's almost like you're walking into a situation or dynamic, and this is where you're coming across. Now, I know that this is the alchemical symbol for air. I understand that. And I know, but I want to say that this is your energy. I feel like you guys always get the cobra. You guys have always, like, get some sexual energy going on. But this is what's happening. I think that you've walked into some type of dynamic and you're just seeing a lot of really attractive humans. Like, it might even start kind of stirring some type of passions within you where you're like, whoa. Like, you're just like, okay, you're being lit up sexually and passionately. I am literally seeing an Aries walk in a door and it's just like beautiful people. Like, whoa. And it's starting to get you, it's giving you kind of like some energy boost, you know? And maybe it's making you like, you are getting attention from them, and that's what I'm seeing with the sea serpent. It's like eyes are on you, Aries. Like all of a sudden you walk in a door, or some people walk in, and it's like there's all of this entanglement, all of this intense eye contact, like reading each other, looking each other up and down. That's what I'm seeing is happening, and it's almost like there's this mutual attraction between everyone. It's like everyone's kind of getting aroused in this situation, and it's like, whoa, okay. So there's like just this energy going on within everyone that's really similar. Now, the thing that I love too is that we have got the owl, and the owl is all about wisdom. It's also like perceiving through the darkness. So I think that you're seeing past maybe some fronts that are put on, Aries. You're able to see through, like you have the intuitive ability to see through like what's really going on. This is like a perception in the darkness. This is like the clairaudience, clairvoyance, all those clairs. So there's something about a sixth sense that you're using, Aries, that's helping you to see like what's really going on in this dynamic, that there's some type of almost like a sexual lesson coming in here, okay? And just bear with me on this. Now, there's three, like at least three energies. Like I said, it could be more, okay, because I'm pulling out multiple cards for this. But I want to say that specifically I'm pulling out three types of energies with this, okay? First one is, I want to say there's a narcissist in this dynamic, all right? There's someone in complete control There's someone here that's actually a little bit like you, Aries. This is like an empath. This is someone who's like really unique. There's something really similar about them. You feel a connection to them. That's who the unicorn is coming across. And that's why I was saying that too, because this is, again, another ether symbol. So this is someone that you feel a deep connection with. But overall, we've got the sea serpent, which is, this is a huge energy, like awakening to you. You're waking up to some kind of deeper part of yourself, Aries. And then we've also got the third one. Now I want to say that this is like, there's 3 different type of energetic combinations in this whole dynamic that you're entangled with, Aries. Oh, sorry, I'm stumbling. Now, this could be another empath, or it could be a narcissist in the making, honestly. Like, you're gonna have to kind of decide that for yourself. But what I want to say is that this person does come across much more innocent. It could actually be a water sign, okay, a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But I do want to say that they're much more innocent, naive. They're like a little bit more green, you know, just not very educated when it comes to what's freaking gonna come out in this dynamic, Aries, which is intense. And just wait for this, because I can already feel what's happening. So what's happening, Aries? This is a retrograde moment for you, because it's reminding you of a time previously where maybe a lot of sexual shame happened in the first place. This could even be a lot of like sexual abuse tied into this, just because of this guy right here. So there could be, if there's some type of narcissistic like dynamic or structure that's being set up here in this environment, what's happening is there's going to be someone in their dynamic that's being used. And I want to say that it's this empath. There's already, like, they kind of use someone to entice people. Does that make sense? Sexually. And so that's what's happening, Aries, is for you, you might be coming in and feeling very crazy sexually attracted to one or maybe all of these people, okay? Honestly. And so what's happening is, okay, let me dive into this. So the narcissist in the dynamic, the panther, what they'll do is they kind of, they use a lot of their manipulation to get someone else to do some of their dirty work for them, like the flying monkeys, right? That's what I'm seeing is this person, is they kind of influence this person that you connect with the most, right? Owl and unicorn, that's who you're connecting with the most on like an intellectual level, and more of like a soulmate bond. It's a deeper connection. And you might experience it too a little bit with the otter, but more with the unicorn, because there's something deep there about the connection. But so the narcissist kind of knows this, and they know how to manipulate this unicorn to get to you sexually. So that's pretty much what I'm seeing is their whole end goal is. It's like a sexual conquest. It's another notch to put on their belt of someone maybe with some type of, maybe Aries, you have some type of social status, or maybe you're just very attractive. There's something about you where it would make them feel good about themselves. They place a lot of their self-worth and value on who they have sexual interaction with, is pretty much what I'm trying to say. So again, they might gloat about what they achieve and accomplish sexually, is what I'm getting. So what's happening, Aries, is it is probably a repeat of a time in your life where maybe you've felt this type of sexual attraction, and it's really going to be testing your boundaries and your limits. Because if you got a narcissist here, they're going to be testing your boundaries. They're going to be testing your self-worth. Like, how much do you love and respect yourself to not fall into this whole dynamic that's being set up? Because this is going to be really hard to resist. Probably one of our deepest urges, other than like eating, is a sexual pull and desire within you. It's very hard to overcome, especially when this energy is coming in and completely influencing you through maybe even your own like dreams and illusions, Aries. Like maybe they're kind of projecting a lot of sexual fantasies on you, and that's what's happening in this dynamic. You might even be noticing that this panther, this narcissist, that they're coming right out and trying to like plant sexual ideas and things like that in your mind just by talking about it. So they might say things like, oh, they'll talk about porn, or they'll talk about like, oh, what their, you know, like other experiences, and they might even objectify the opposite sex or something like that. But it's all just a reflection of the low vibrational emotions that they're filled with, all the shame, guilt, and fear. That's their entanglement. So they're slowly trying to kind of like get you entangled in their illusion, Aries. Like they're trying to get you to kind of get on board with this just by talking about things. Now, you're going to start to feel it. Like every time that they bring things up, if you feel uncomfortable, that's your sign right there that it's out of alignment with who you are. Okay? That's what I'm specifically wanting to say. But they're trying to kind of get your mind there already so that when it comes to the actual physical moving forward, like them actually putting a move on you, you'll already be there mentally. So they're almost like preparing you. They're trying to like prep your mind for the moment that they come in and make a move so that it's a smooth, it just happens. You know what I mean? It's all manipulation though, is what I'm getting. This is not like a nice, innocent, oh, we're dating, and this is a very calculated way to get someone to do a physical sexual act with them, okay, if that makes sense. So I do feel like they kind of use this unicorn to get to you. So they might have a friend that comes to you and gets close to you, or it's kind of messed up what I'm picking up here. Not gonna lie. Like this is, and this person, this otter, like bless their heart, I don't think they're even aware. They're too innocent to even know like what's really going on, and they might even be a part of, maybe they're gaslighting you, Aries, where you're feeling uncomfortable with the situation. Like I'm not necessarily, I think you feel the attraction and you sometimes get confused, but it's waking you up because you're like, sometimes you feel the attraction and then sometimes you can pull out of the illusion they're projecting where you're like, wait, do I actually want to do that? So you're kind of like going back and forth between those two kind of psychological realities, one that's being projected onto you, and you might even be creating in your own mind because you're going through a retrograde. Psychologically, you're going through an awakening. You're waking up to something about yourself. And I do want to say it's correlated with your sexual shame, okay? There's something about that. Now, this is where you're learning, this is what's going to completely transform the situation, is when you become strong and you almost come back at this energy with this strength, okay? So that's what you're learning how to do. And you're learning, Aries, how to trust your impulses, your intuition, what you're picking up on. That's what you're learning how to trust, which is really amazing. So what's going to happen? We've got the 10, closing a chapter. This is feeling overburdened. I think that you're going to get to a point of maybe some burnout, or just where maybe you're going to get to a point where the fire just, especially the sexual energy and tension and frustration, is finally going to get to a boiling point of disconnection, because it's being operated from a low vibration. And when that happens, it's not sustainable. This is why it becomes an overburden, a burnout, because if it's operated from the low vibrational emotions of shame, guilt, and fear, it's going to get you to this point of burnout. That's always the case. So you guys might even, like, you'll probably get some strength, Aries, and then all of a sudden you're going to close out this chapter. You're going to drop all these burdens. You're going to just, like, maybe there's even some way, shape, or form where you were feeling obligated to stay in this dynamic with maybe this group of people or multiple, whatever this is, however it applies for you. But you've felt like maybe you couldn't close things out because of some type of obligations that you feel towards these people, whatever it is, you know, you feel some type of obligation, and you're finally going to drop all of those cares, like caring what other people think. Like maybe that's what it's coming to, where you're having to stand up for yourself, and you have to kind of overcome that fear of wondering, are you going to be the scapegoat? Are you going to be the one? Like, for example, this could be a classic sexual abuse victim where they come out and they communicate their truth and they're actually scapegoated and gaslit for telling the truth. So that could be a part of your fear, is like maybe Aries, you're feeling like, do I say something? Because you're even questioning yourself. Like, this is where I see the sea serpent, where you go in this circle in your mind where you're vacillating between the confusion of, this is so similar, I think, to Libra's reading. So I think that's kind of what's happening. If Libra is significant for you guys, you might want to jump over to that one. But not necessarily, but I do feel like it was similar. So, Aries, this is where I think sometimes you gaslight yourself in these type of situations where you're deciding, okay, well, did I put myself in this situation? Am I at fault? Am I the one? Have I made any bold moves or intentions that could be misread? And it's not about that. That's just where your mind is going to go to try to like justify who's right and who's wrong, which it doesn't come down to. If you're uncomfortable, it doesn't matter what's led up to the point. Like, even if maybe you've been in a swimming suit, it's like that bullshit like scenario that people say, if a girl is walking down a dark alley in a mini skirt and she gets raped, does she deserve, like, was she looking for it, or does she deserve it? No. It doesn't matter what we wear or anything. Like, we shouldn't have to be ashamed. Now, I guess if you want to really take a deeper look at it, Aries, and see if maybe you liked this attention up until a point. So maybe there was a little bit of a point where there was a lead up. So I guess if you want to go to that point, I wouldn't recommend it, because it can really mess your mind up if you're thinking, well, wait, did I want this? I wouldn't necessarily go there. It's kind of good for an awakening, third eye opening to deeper parts of your psychological awareness, right? But I wouldn't necessarily recommend dwelling there for very long, because it can catch you up. It can drive you literally insane thinking about that type of stuff. When it comes down to the nitty gritty, if you're feeling uncomfortable, that's what matters. And that's what you need to focus on, Aries. So this is what's really beautiful. I love that came out. This is where you're demonstrating self-love. This is where you might actually be moving to a new environment or something, because you're demonstrating self-love by dropping the burdens and standing strong within yourself. You're like, nope, I'm not gonna put up with this. I'm gonna like move into something that's much better for me, that makes me feel safe and comfortable. Like, this is new love. And it's coming into you because you demonstrated self-love. You dropped all these burdens, closed out this chapter, like maybe ended things with this connection. Even if you guys are going to have to let go of a lot of expectations. Like, if maybe you've made a commitment to these people or to this group or to this dynamic, like maybe a work environment, you were like, yeah, I said I'd work there for 5 years, but you jump in and you meet a lot of people and it's like a toxic environment. This is like, give yourself permission, Aries, to bail out, to jump ship, because this is what's going to come in for you. You've just got to trust that and know that your need for like happiness and to feel safe in environments is more important than any commitments that you make to anyone. You don't owe anyone anything, Aries. And that's why it's kind of waking up. There's a whole waking up process to this. Now we've got the devil. Freaking Aries. There's a couple things with that. I do want to say that's a lot of your Panther energy. It's a lot of like addictions to drama, addictions to like, it's just codependency, addictions to a lot of things. And that's what I feel like you're going to be vacillating between as well, is like, should I move on? Should I do this? And the confusion is your sign. I swear I told Libra all of this. Your confusion is your sign of something is off, and that you need to demonstrate self-love and be really selfish about what feels good to you and what doesn't. Like, this is you, like, let me pull out the next card. Oh, this is good. Okay, this is what I see is happening. This devil energy is actually the thing I think as well that you're dropping, because this is where you feel tied or obligated to fulfilling something or doing something. But that's why I love that we've got the 10 of Wands and the Ace of Cups. You're going to close out this chapter, release all the burdens, the expectations, the obligations that you think you need to fulfill. You're releasing that and stepping into a new beginning. And that's why I love that we've got the Star card out next. This is healing. This is like a light at the end of the tunnel. So maybe if it was starting to get really dark, Aries, like fast, this is like, boom, there's going to be a new beginning. You're going to release this, and then it's like you're going to move into a much more like healing period, a time where you can actually focus on your, you know, like healing yourself. Maybe if this is physically, health wise, whatever this is for you guys. But releasing this in and of itself is going to heal you. It's going to like up level and raise your vibration is what I'm trying to say. So Aries, I'm actually going to leave it there and dive into this further in the extended. If you guys want to join me over there, I'm going to dive into what's coming after you close out this chapter, this new beginning that we're going to go through. So if you guys want to join me over there, just go down below in the description box, click on the PayPal link, send over $10. And please, please remember to put in the comments or the description, Aries, the title of the video, the published date, and your email address where you'd like me to send that over to. So Aries, if this is kind of where we leave things, I am sending you guys so much love, wishing you all the very best, and I will see you in your next reading. Take care.